He ended up his grandparents' lives, and when he was interrogated, he told of everything he'd done with a smile on his face.
Shot my grandpa. He just dropped, and I heard blood just pouring out of his head. My grandma looks over and she's like, "What's going on?" Boom. Shot right there, grazed her head, and she was still moving. So I shot her right here through her head.
How close were you, Isaiah?
I could have made the shot from 300 yards. I'm an amazing shot, but I was probably 10, 15 feet away.
Isaiah Sweet assassinated Richard and Janet Sweet and had no problem recounting the whole thing in great detail.
You guys make me feel like I didn't do anything wrong.
Why do you say that?
Well, let's put it like this. I'm not going to be lying to you guys about anything you ask me.
And I appreciate that.
No problem.
Okay.
Quite different from other criminals, the young killer hides absolutely nothing. He is remorseful, but his level of psychopathy is great, so every moment he talks, it seems like he's bragging about his actions.
I sat at home on house arrest all day.
Okay. Were Grandpa and Grandma home?
And then I went down to the basement. There's a door that goes into the garage from the basement. I went up to the garage and then in their room, took the assault rifle out of their room. And then I loaded it with 10 bullets, walked up the stairs, took like a point like this, had earmuffs on and everything. I took a point like this, stepped up one stair so I could see my grandpa's head. Boom, pulled the trigger back, pulled the bolt back, shot my grandpa twice in the head.
Everything that's happening is creepy. His statement is like from someone who has done absolutely nothing. It seems that for him, everything he did is normal, even when he says that he had tried to end his grandparents' lives on more than one occasion.
I think you mentioned that you went downstairs into the basement. Which did you go for first? Did you go for the rifle or did you go for the ammunition? Walk me through that.
Okay. When I went downstairs, first, I was just gonna hit them both in the head with a bat.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be so messy, you know, wouldn't be gunshot from an extremely loud assault rifle.
Sure. What's going through your mind when you're making that choice?
When I came up right behind my grandpa when he was washing dishes with a bat in my hand. I put it right behind his head. Came back like this and I couldn't do it.
That night?
Yeah.
Okay, did he notice you were back there?
And I came up behind him about 15 different times and he didn't notice me once.
The policeman was surprised with everything he was hearing, and out of the blue, he asked the question that was rattling around in his head the most.
Understand that these are your grandparents. You know that they're human beings, they're people, right?
Yeah.
You're nodding your head at me, yeah. Okay. Is there any particular time why you only shot Grandpa once?
Because I heard blood pouring out of his head like
So you
a
knew
fire hydrant.
You knew he was dead.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And why the two shots with Grandma?
She moved right after I shot her.
Okay. Did she look at you? Did she say anything after you
She
shot
like
her?
twitched, and I thought maybe it's probably just the twitch they get after they die, where they just like excreate on themselves.
Sure.
But
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
I just wanted to make sure because she was the only one that I actually cared about.
Of course, that concern wasn't quite reflected in the way he recounted everything that happened when he assassinated them.
Where did the blood go when you shot him?
Everywhere. Like blood everywhere. Chunks of like the house is massive and there was like points where it's like here's the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's go to the kitchen 15 feet away and there's a chunk of this big laying in there.
Can you go look at it?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I picked it up and I looked at it and I could see it was from my grandma.
Didn't that freak you out a little bit? Kinda.
I was like, oh, well, I'm a psychotic murderer anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
But you're not psychotic. I know you're not.
After ending his grandparents' lives, Isaiah took a shower, packed some things so he could escape, but before leaving, he told his friends what he had done. As if it was an accomplishment, he decided to show it off.
They knew I'd killed my grandparents. They came in the house right after it happened.
And why would Brandon be going over to your house on Sunday?
He wanted to steal the truck, the white truck.
Okay.
He wanted that white truck.
Did he talk to you about that?
Yep.
How did he talk to you about it?
He wanted to know where the title was. He wanted to know where everything was. I wrote it my ass.
Okay. And did he tell you that, I mean, had you told him that you'd killed your grandparents? Okay, and what did he say?
He was the one who gave me the nicotine poisoning suggestion.
But what were the reasons behind the heinous crime? No one could really understand. They had taken care of Isaiah because his mother wasn't fit to do it. From the time he was a little boy, They had given him absolutely
I
everything.
don't know what built up in me. I just had so much stress.
Like what?
My grandma was dying of cancer. My grandpa called me a piece of shit every night of my life and every day. He constantly told me to just myself or fall off the earth. They treated me like I tried so hard to help my grandma with everything. But my grandpa made everything so hard because he'd always stress me out, scream at me for no reason. And I didn't know what to do anymore, so I just snapped. Shot both of them and stole the truck.
However, in later statements, he also began to blame his grandmother for everything that had happened, so it wasn't really clear to anyone if whether what he was saying about the abuse was true or not. The truth is that Isaiah was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, but after another trial, he was again sentenced to spend the rest of his life in prison, but this time with the option of requesting his release early and without a minimum number of years. The police investigation would reveal that one of the computers in the house was found to contain inappropriate images of children, all on the grandfather's account, but the results of those inquiries have not been released.